I'm be honest with you guys, man. When it comes to my spiritual gift, I can feel it in my spine. I can feel it in my brain. I can feel it in my energy, and I can feel the strength difference. And it all is all because of my spiritual belief and how deep my spiritual beliefs are. I have the marks on my body to prove it. I have the connection. I can feel it running up and down my spine. It's like a protection that wraps around your spine, the top of your brain, and it flows down your body. And it's a spiritual protection type thing. It flows throughout your body. It allows me to be able to stand, walk, lift weights, and do the physical things I need to do from a spiritual standpoint. You can feel it in the center of your chest, top of your head, bottom of your feet, back up. It's wrapped around the center of my spine. It's like it's a protection. It's like God's protection over your body. I can feel it up and down my hands, like all over my body. It keeps my knees stable. It keeps my body from being tight and stiff. It keeps me being able to move on a physical level. And I never knew that your spiritual faith could physically affect your body until I got deeper into it. It physically affects everything I do. It makes me stronger. It makes me better. It makes me wiser. It does everything it could ever do for me. And I wish I could physically let you guys feel the difference in my body versus when I first started, all the way to now, and mentally feel the spiritual upgrades that I've been through. And the fact that I have spiritual protection over my mind, body, family, and soul. Like you can feel it behind your eyes, up and down your body, in your brain, and everything. It's one of the most amazing things. And in the center of my stomach, I really feel it. Like I can feel it intensely. And when I'm getting to level up, I can feel the sickness in my body. And the sickness in my body literally means I'm finna level up. Like I've never been through anything like that before when it started this spiritual journey. Me physically throwing up, having headaches, things like that from the physical perspective. But I know things like that are just the physical connections to my spiritual gift. And it's amazing to feel things like that. Like the first time I threw up and had physical uncomfortableness from my spiritual beliefs, is like I have physical proof that is real. I have physical proof that what I've been through actually exists. I can physically feel it. I can physically prove that this thing exists. The way my lights light up around my room, the connection I have. Like I can physically see, like when it gets cold, when I'm at my spiritual height, when it gets cold, no matter how well, when it gets cool, no matter how cold it is, because of my spiritual powers, I can see my breath in front of my face at any time. And most people can do that when it's cold, but it's not like that for me. It's connected to my spiritual energy and my spiritual ability. And that's just the amazing physical part of being spiritual. Why y'all think I'm as big as I am when it comes to lifting weights? It's not because of my human strength, it's because of the spiritual protection I physically have around me. Like I can physically feel it up and down my body and in my energy. Like it physically drives me to make me want to be better, make me want to get deeper. And I know physically that I'm spiritually gonna be okay, and I have a spiritual strength around me that protects me and strengthens me in everything I do physically. And that's something I have never encountered until I got into the spiritual process. Like I've never had anything to physically wrap around me and physically make me feel better. It physically basically healed my disability. Like I had problems with my right hand. Now I basically have no problems with it. I can use it, or my right leg. I basically felt normal for the first time in my life since I was born with a disability. And I mean physically felt normal. I physically consider myself normal now because of the spiritual gift and the spiritual protection I have around my body. It's the most amazing thing I've ever felt. And I can feel it in my voice, I can feel it in my throat, I can feel it everywhere around my body. It's one of the most amazing things I've ever physically experienced. But I remember that, and I also remember that it's more than me that depends on my future. I got friends, I got a serious girlfriend now that I really can't believe. That's why I'm always gushing about her because she's everything I ever wanted. She's the most honest, supportive, loving person I've ever been with, and I can imagine a future with her. Something I couldn't imagine before. I thought I could, but I really didn't know what love was until I met this amazing young lady, and she knows who she is. I just wanted to say thank you for being you and explain, and I wanted to try to explain some of the physical things it came to when it comes to spirituality. But you have to be careful because if you tell yourself not to believe it, you can find the mark slowly starting to disappear, or you can find the connection starting to get weaker, and your body will go back down to the way it originally was. So you have to always support yourself, motivate yourself, and remind yourself that this spiritual thing is real because it will change your voice and it will affect your life. If you try to get rid of it, it will make you sick again, but it will feel like it's being physically ripped out of your body. And that's the most uncomfortable feeling you will ever feel. It will feel like it's being physically ripped away from you. And for people that get deep into spirituality, then you try to let somebody get taken away from you, it physically will hurt you and make you feel sicker than a dog. Trust me, that's something you don't want to play with or that's something you don't want to do. You need to stay on the path and stay dedicated to it so you can keep up your spiritual strength and your spiritual education. Trust me, it's something. Once you get deep into it and you get deep into your spiritual gift, you'll know what I'm talking about. But it runs up and down my hands, body, spirit. It runs up and down my hands, body, legs, and everything. It controls everything in my life from my connection to my Wi-Fi to my connection to my video game. It helps me win everything I do, and it helps me be successful in life. Without spirituality, I don't know. Without my belief in spirituality and how deep it's became, I don't know if I will ever have been as successful as I've been being because everything I do is so tied into my spiritual belief that is everything that I am every day. I don't know if I will have the confidence to be as successful as I'm being without spirit. And that's just me being open and honest. It's the thing that saved my life, gave me a direction, and the thing that I was born with since I was 7 years old. But I had no idea getting into it would be this deep. It would actually affect my mind, body, and spirit and connect me to the things that it's connected me to. Not only has it connected me to wisdom that I never knew how deep my mind could go, and I never knew how deep spirituality could take me, but it's connected me to a whole nother life that I never knew was possible. And I'm just grateful, humble, and I wanted to explain the physical side of it. I hope it I hope you get connected to it so you can feel it for yourself. It feels amazing. Like I hadn't had no body pains, no stiffness, no issues. When I first started this journey, I was timid. I was stuck in my wheelchair. I was in pain all the time. Since I've entered spirituality, God has wrapped his hands around my arms, legs, and body, and he keeps me protected. I hadn't felt a single ounce of pain, stiffness, or anything. I've been able to stand, walk, lift more weights, do more things without any type of pain in my body. And I thank God for spiritually protecting me and keeping me safe. Even when I was on the journey doing dumb things, rebelling, and fighting against him when all he was trying to do was help me. He could have easily left me back there years ago and let me get involved with things I didn't need to get involved with. But I thank him for being there for me, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, though, from my personal spiritual experience.